Welcome to your 11 Plus prep session. Today we're tackling missing letter questions in verbal reasoning. By the end of this video, you'll understand missing letter questions, learn how to solve them, pick up exam tips to boost your speed, and answer some exam style questions. Take a look at these questions. Find the letter that will finish the first word and start the second word of each pair. The same letter must be used for both pairs. Pause the video here. Well done if you made some good guesses, but let's unpack some techniques you may have actually used without realizing. First, you're likely to have focused on the first word. Right, in this case, car. You might have thought of possible words like cab, cad, cam, cap, car, cat, cow, and K. Next, you would have likely matched the final letter of each option that you guessed to the second word until you made a word that made sense. For example, you might have tried cab, which would have given you ball, cam would have given you mall, cat would have given you tall, and cow, if you guessed that, would have given you wall. Well, that's great filtering right there. Seeing that the rest of the words would not have resulted in real words, you would have then moved on to testing your correct letter to the next word, the third word. So if you tested B with bo, boa, you probably would have realized it didn't fit. So the only word, the only letter that would have fitted in the next set of words would be T. So bo will make boat and then try, which makes T the correct missing letter. So from your original shortlist, only cat actually works. So if you guessed cat on your first guess, you would have landed on the correct answer straight away, which would have felt really easy. Using T, you form the chain cat, tall, boat, and try, all valid words. Try completing the next two questions if you haven't already done so, and pause the video if you need more time. If you chose R, well done. That's the correct answer. Using R will create the chain star, run, door, rock. All of them are valid words. If you chose K for the final one, also well done. That is the correct answer. Using K, you create the chain book, kick, beak, and kite. All valid words. Now give this a go. They're a bit trickier, but pause the video if you need more time. It's tip time. I give you faster ways to be able to get to your end result in this section. So focus on the less common starting or ending cluster. In this example, TWI and TUR are good candidates. Each only forms about 3 valid 4-letter words. I'll start with TUR since it's not the first word and we used the first word last time. Okay, so possible guesses include turn, turf, and Turk. I'll try N, which is the first one I guessed, and voila, it works. If it didn't, I would have had to move on to turf, then Turk. Within 3 guesses, I'll reach the correct answer for sure. So N is the best fit. It forms twin, nest, turn, and nose. Now it's your turn. Try the next question and pause the video if you need more time. Make sure you try and use the technique. For the second one, if you chose B, you are absolutely correct. It forms crab, bro, blab, and blow. But which cluster did you choose? Add it in the comment section. And for the last one, if you chose S, you are absolutely correct. It forms taps, slab, this, and stab. But which cluster did you use? Here are some more examples to practice. Pause the video here if you must. These might be a bit trickier. Some of these four-letter words might be new to you, so it's great to add them to your personal dictionary. A strong vocabulary is essential for 11 plus, so watch till the end for a vocabulary review. We'll unpack some of the less common words from the video to boost your 11 plus word bank. If you chose D, you are absolutely right. It forms trod, dent, clad, and deft. If you chose R for the second one, you're absolutely correct. It forms blur, raft, leer, and rave. If you chose P for the third one, again, you are correct. It's rasp, pith, yelp, and pelt. Some of these words might be unfamiliar to you, like I said, and we will go through some of them that are less commonly used at the end of the video. We will go through 3 example style questions. The first one I'll do with you, and the next 2 you can have a go at it yourself. The question would read, in these questions, the same letter must fit into both sets of brackets to complete the word in front of the bracket and the beginning of the word after the brackets. Now find the letter and mark it on your answer sheet. In this example, I would choose FIN, thin, for my less common cluster, because I know not many 4-letter words actually begin with FIN. Then I'll narrow it down to 2 options, find and fins. I will then test the D first and then test the S after if the D doesn't work. In this case, D has worked. D forms word, den, find, and dice. So D is the correct answer. Now you have a go. Okay, if you chose P, yes, you are correct. P makes loop, peak, weep, and pull. This is the final question of this video, so pause if you need more time. K is indeed the correct answer. K makes rook, kick, oak, and kind. But which cluster did you use to figure it out? Okay, here are some of the vocabulary that I've shortlisted. I will just run through them really quickly. You can pause the video if you need to make some notes or add them to your personal dictionary. The first one is rasp. It can be used as a verb or a noun to mean, as a verb, it means a rough grating sound, and as a verb, it means the tool that is used for filing or shaping a metal. Yelp can also be used as a verb and a noun. As a verb, it's used to give a short cry, a short sharp cry of alarm or pain. And as a noun, it's used to describe the high-pitched barking sound from a dog. And the next one is pelt, again as a verb and as a noun can be used. As a verb, it's used to describe when you're throwing things repeatedly at something. For example, they pelleted each other with snowballs. And as a noun, it's used for the skin or fur of an animal. And lastly, deft. Deft is an adjective. It means to be skillfully or skillful and quick and very clever in movement or in action. So, and using a sentence, you could say, with a deft flick of her wrist, she completed the sketch. So very expertly done, and means so to be skillful. And with that, that's the end of our vocabulary review. You can add these words if you don't know them already to your personal vocabulary dictionary, where you can review that as often as you need to. Well done for sticking through to the end. Don't forget to keep practicing, stay prepared, and be positive. With these 3 P's in place, there's no exam that you can't conquer. See you in the next video.